Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
What is that?
This brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the pit of misery.
Pit of misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on. Bud Light, brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So, not much has been going on in Bud Light news. There were some issues with Costco. Apparently they gave them the star of death. And it's believed that the brand is no longer going to be stocked by Costco anymore, which is, a big deal. So it says speculation that Costco is preparing to empty its shelves of Bud Light stirred after what some shoppers call a star of death appeared on cases of the beleaguered beer following its ill-fated tie-up with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Social media users shopping at Costco posted images showing an asterisk which customers had branded a Star of Death or Death Star, had appeared on the price display above shelves stacked with cases of Bud Light. And we know that there are many stores having to deal with stacks upon stacks of unsold Bud Light cases. The asterisk is thought to be an ominous sign that Costco either doesn't intend on restocking the shelf with the item in question. Is it just me, or am I the only one who noticed that Costco has applied their infamous Star of Death on Bud Light being sold? One Twitter user wrote. For those of you who don't know, when Costco puts an asterisk by an item, it means it's about to be discontinued. So that wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, if it's not selling, they're not going to keep stocking it. And apparently Costco are yet to comment on this. So there's no confirmation, but people have spotted the asterisk and it doesn't look good. So it wouldn't surprise me. So their sales have plunged to 28.5% for the week ended July 1, slightly worse than a 27.9% decline they suffered the previous week. So the troubles plaguing Bud Light have had a residual effect on its sister brands in the Anheuser-Busch stable of beers. And I've noticed that they're trying to be more active on social media. There's a concert coming up. They have a tour coming up. Ice up the beers because the Bud Light Backyard Tour is coming through. RSVP to enter for a chance to win tickets. It's that easy. And just so we know that this is sponsored by Bud Light, as you can see, Bud Light plastered all over the flyer. And these are the bands that are supporting Bud Light. So we've got Bush, One Republic, Midland, and Dashboard Confessional. Now, I think it would be huge if the tickets for this event didn't sell. That would send a huge message. Now, it would be unfortunate for the bands, but, that's what you get when you support this brand. And speaking of supporting this brand, another supporter has come out and shown their support for Bud Light and encouraged us to go out and buy Bud Light, especially, to show support for the LGBT community. If you're not buying Bud Light, that means you're not showing support for said community. So Charles Barkley, who's quite outspoken on a lot of things, he's now decided to weigh in on this whole situation, and he supports Bud Light, and he wants you to support Bud Light too. Go out and get a Bud Light today. Something to that effect, he said. So let's take a look. Outspoken NBA legend Charles Barkley delivered heated remarks about the Bud Light controversy regarding the popular beer brand partnering with transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney. The Bud Light boycott has raged on since April after the former top-selling beer brand partnered with LGBTQ influencer and Days of Girlhood TikTok star Dylan Mulvaney. The partnership has cost parent company Anheuser-Busch InBev. So Newsweek is reporting that Charles Barkley has sparked MAGA backlash after impassioned Bud Light defense. Now, I haven't seen huge backlash, on Twitter, which is where people usually receive backlash. People have just reposted what he said and, given their opinion, obviously. I mean, nobody's trying to take his career away from him. Nobody's trying to cancel him and take away his livelihood. Some people are just giving their opinion, some people are surprised, and some people aren't. So Barkley recently vehemently supported Bud Light and encouraged people to drink this effing beer. Barkley emphatically voiced his opinions at a bar in Lake Tahoe while in town for the American Century Celebrity Golf Tournament. The Turner Sports broadcaster also blasted critics of the Bud Light boycott. I want you to drink this effing beer. I want you all to drink this effing beer. I got 3 cases of Bud Light, Barkley told the crowd.
Say this. I want y'all to drink this f***ing beer. I want y'all to drink this f***ing beer. I got 3 cases of Bud Light. Hey, and I want to say this. If you're gay, bless you. If you're transgender, bless you. And if you have a problem with that, f*** you.
So the crowd did seem to appreciate his words there. I mean, it wasn't a LGBTQ event, it was a golf tournament. But, the crowd seemed to appreciate his words. And, maybe he had a bit too much to drink, who knows. In 2016, Barkley came out against North Carolina's bathroom law that banned transgender individuals from accessing lavatories that didn't align with their natural gender. So, some people are not surprised by all of this because in the past, he has shown support for, the trans community. At the time, Barkley declared, "As a black person, I'm against any form of discrimination against whites, Hispanics, gays, lesbians, however you want to phrase it. It's my job, with the position of power that I'm in and being able to be on television, I'm supposed to stand up for the people who can't stand up for themselves." Okay. What about the women who don't care for biological males being in their bathrooms? What about that? If somebody is gay, that's their own business. Yes, that's true. The NBA icon stated. But it bothers me how people try to say that jocks are not going to like a gay. I think gay people should be allowed to get married, and God bless them. That's their own business. Listen, if a guy can't play, that's the only time we don't want to play with him. We don't care about all the extracurricular stuff. Okay, so it isn't surprising that he's taken the stance he has taken with the whole Bud Light situation. And clearly he thinks supporting Bud Light is a way of supporting, the gay community. And if you're against Bud Light, you're against the gay community. That's how he's seeing it. He's seeing it as clear cut, as black and white as that. But for everybody else, it's simply about not having an agenda shoved down your throat. It's simply about just focusing on beer and not being political and, not rewarding somebody who caricatures women, who's made a lot of money mocking women. There's that aspect too. And I think that's where a lot of people are coming from, male or female. And it's not really a matter of, if you don't want to drink Bud Light, then you're against gay people living their lives. I guess that's how he sees it. But for many people, that's not necessarily the case. It's just, we don't want an agenda shoved down our throats. It's not just Bud Light. There's so many other brands that are shoving this agenda down our throats, and we don't care for it. So this is a way for people to fight back. This is a way for people to say enough is enough. We're not going to support your brand if you're going to get political. That's it. But, he's entitled to his opinion. Do you think people are going to listen to him and go out and buy Bud Light now just because he says so? I don't think so. And apparently at his recent shows, Kid Rock continues to take jabs at Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney, especially for his song, Don't Tell Me How to Live, his anti-woke anthem. So, he's still very much speaking out against Bud Light, but apparently he is selling the beer at his restaurant. Now, some people are saying, he's running a business. He's leaving it up to us to decide if we want to buy it or not. I guess if he's selling it, it is selling, because why would you be stocking up with Bud Light if it's not selling?
A culture war is brewing over Bud Light, dividing beer drinkers as much as the country is itself.
Unlike anything I'd ever seen.
I don't give a if you drink Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, it doesn't matter.
If you don't like what somebody's selling, just don't go there.
Stop being butthurt about everything that goes on in the world.
I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood.
The brouhaha stems from Bud Light's short-lived partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney.
Love ya!
The fury from the right, enough to dethrone Bud Light as the best-selling beer in America for the first time in 2 decades. The controversy has taken center stage in Nashville, where 2 of country music's biggest stars, Garth Brooks and Kid Rock, have bars just steps away from each other on Broadway.
What's fascinating to me is that right here on Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee, the culture wars have come down to 2 big personalities in this town. It illustrates the way the whole country is responding to the transgender acceptance.
Garth Brooks says he plans to carry the beer at his yet-to-open bar.
I'm a bar owner now. Are we going to have the most popular beers in the thing? Yes. I get it. Everybody's got their opinions. But inclusiveness is always going to be me.
A block down Broadway, Kid Rock made his feelings known when he posted this video shooting up cases of Bud Light. Despite the online bravado and talk of a boycott, Bud Light was available when CNN stopped in recently. It is not clear if the ban had been lifted or if there ever had been one to begin with.
So he's still speaking out against the brand, but apparently he is selling Bud Light at his restaurant. Now, some people say, well, you know, he's running a business, but, you know, so we're Bud Light. And they're really facing it now, aren't they? And, you know, a lot of people would say that's hypocritical. Let me know what you think. And were you surprised about Charles Barkley defending Bud Light there and encouraging people to go out and buy it? Based on what he has said in the past, I don't think a lot of people will be surprised. And apparently he is partial to wearing dresses on occasion. So, you know, maybe that's the reason why he's defending Dylan Mulvaney. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.